So I put cinnamon in my coffee, you see it? And it grosses me out. Every time I'm done, I love the way it tastes. I love that I don't put sugar in my coffee. I love that it's just cinnamon. But looking at it, it just grosses me out. Like, I just feel like the cup looks so dirty. I got issues. You like my little New York cup? New York pizza, the cabs, hot dogs, pretzels. I mean, there's no healthy foods on here. And that's just the way New Yorkers be eating. Bagels. Can you see all that? The pigeon. Yeah. Anyway. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. Hey everyone, so today I'm in the front room. I'm actually sitting on my son's little chair. I'm sitting at his desk, just hoping this chair does not break, you know, from underneath me. And I wanted to sit down and do this video. I put up a video not too long ago saying, you know, do the next thing. And while I have not been uploading videos on YouTube, I have been doing the next thing, so to speak, in my life. Continuing with my classes, my lectures. I'm in school, my children are in school, and continuing every single day to wake up and do the tasks for the day. Present, you know, the tasks that I have that day before the Lord. Commit my way to Him. Trust Him. Knowing that He will act that day. And He will strengthen me. And He will empower me to do what I need to do. And everything takes time though. And one thing that I'm learning is that I do not have to rush God's timing, and I can be okay with the season that I'm in. I have this tree that sits outside of my window. This front room where we do school with my son, well, where I do school with my youngest, I love this front room so much. Every evening and every morning, the sun hits in just the perfect spot. I mean, my grass doesn't think so because my grass gets burnt, but I'm inside and I love the way that the sun comes in. And there's this one tree that sits outside of my window, and it is the most beautiful tree. I will try to insert a picture. It is the most beautiful tree when all of the leaves are on it and it's green and vibrant. It is gorgeous. But when the leaves fall off and the winter comes, it does not snow where I live, but it still gets cold sometimes. And that tree looks horrible. In fact, one time my husband was saying, I think this is a diseased tree. Like, it looks like it has mold on it. It just doesn't look nice when there's nothing on it. It's bare and it just sits there. It has some moss on it. It's just, I don't know, nothing pretty to look at for others. But for me, when I'm sitting inside of my house and I'm looking at the tree from this couch, so many things run through my head. And one of the things that runs through my head is that seasons change. When I was younger, I used to listen to an artist, Crystal Lewis, and she has this song, Seasons Change. I don't remember the words word for word. It's like, seasons change and then they pass. No way to know how long it lasts. I love to know the reason why, but God knows seasons change. Sorry, but that's the way the song goes. Seasons change. And one of the things that I have learned to do as I age is to enjoy and be content in every season. The tree has no choice but to sit bare until the leaves grow. And sometimes I find myself in seasons where I'm vibrant, I feel full, I'm just boom, boom, getting things done. And then I have those seasons where I'm just bare and I just look decrepit and unhealthy and what is going on? But in those times, I have learned to draw in to the Lord. During those seasons when I feel like I have nothing to give, I give anyway, however I can. And that's what I want to encourage whoever's watching this today. You might be in a season where you just feel as though, what is it that I can give? I just feel so empty and bare right now. I don't really care what anyone has to say when it comes to this. I feel as though we all go through that. I hate to say I feel, because I'm not moved by my feelings, but you know what I mean. I strongly believe that we all have different seasons in our life, and sometimes we can be very strong and very bright, vibrant, and other times we need to withdraw and pray. When I look at the life of Jesus, I see Jesus and his ministry and the many times that he went to withdraw. And even when he would go to withdraw and pray, the crowds would find him. And there's this one instance where Jesus finds out that his cousin has died. John the Baptist had his head cut off. And so Jesus goes to pray, and the crowds follow him. And so the scriptures read that he has compassion on the people. And so he ends up, taking care of the people. And this is when he feeds the multitude. And I love this account so much because Jesus takes the fish and takes the bread. Then he thanks God, and then he distributes it. Then after everyone is well fed, they have baskets of food that are left over. And I'm gonna try not to get emotional. Here Jesus is going to pray because he's broken, obviously sad. I can't speak for his feelings, but John the Baptist was beheaded. He doesn't find pleasure in any of that. And so he's going off to pray. And then when he sees the need of the people, he gives. And he gives of himself, and he thanks God. He does what needs to be done. And then when he's done, there's leftovers, right? There is so much of God for all of us that even when he gives everything, there's still leftovers. There's still more to give. When I look at that account, I'm just filled with both joy and gratitude because of all that God has given to me and to my family. And even when you feel like you don't have much to give, I want to encourage you to give it anyway. Give it anyway. Whatever it is you have to give it, because God can increase that. And if we can give of ourselves, there's always going to be plenty left over. Someone is going to be encouraged by a word. God has something for everyone. And I strongly believe that. When you look at the story of the Syrophoenician woman, when Jesus goes to Tyre and Sidon and he has this conversation with her, the woman recognizes him, right? She calls him by his messianic name, Son of David. He doesn't answer her when she does that. It's when she calls him Lord that he answers her. And in this account, she recognizes who he is. That's why she says, well, the sons have been fed, right? The sons have received bread and they've been fed. But the puppies, can still be nourished by the crumbs of the bread that fed the sons. There is enough for me and for my daughter to be well. And she recognizes that. That's why Jesus tells her, your faith is great, right? Because she understands, right, that Jesus would come to the Jew first. The sons would be fed, but there would be plenty left over for her and for anyone else. The crumbs are enough to nourish us. And when you look at that, and then you look at your life and you're saying to yourself, I don't have much to give. And then you think, you know what? There's always enough for someone else. There's always enough. You always have something for someone else, especially when you are a road marker pointing them to all that God has to give. He gives and grants salvation to all who believe. We believe that God loved and sent his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in his Son shall be saved. And if we believe that, and we truly understand the gospel, then we will give of ourselves even when we don't feel like we have enough. There's still enough. Sitting down here, I didn't feel like I had anything to give. The stuff that I've been going through in my life, I'm going through some things, let me tell you. and my family. And I'm just like, I don't have anything to give. And the Lord is always ministering to me. He's always letting me know that if I follow after his example and I give anyway, he will receive glory and others will see him through that. I believe that. And so I just want to encourage someone today, whatever it is that you have to give, even if you feel like it's nothing, it's not enough, give it. Give all that you can give. And I promise you that the Lord will meet you where you are and he will see you through. I really wasn't sure what this video was going to be when I sat down, but that's what the video is. I want to encourage you to give what you have.
You ransom your claim, and through your blood I'm vindicated.